Did you ever look at a normal meal and wonder how many humans had to get poisoned before someone figured out it was safe? Imagine being prehistoric. There is no label, no doctor, no poison hotline, no internet search, just a plant, a fish, a mushroom, a root, or a piece of meat. It might keep your family alive for another day, or it might kill you before sunrise. Before we go deeper, like and subscribe if you enjoy dark stories about ancient humans, dangerous survival, and the strange foods people risk their lives to understand. These are 8 prehistoric foods that could still kill you today. Number 8. Death cap mushrooms. Picture a forest after heavy rain, the ground is wet, the air smells fresh, and under the trees a pale mushroom pushes through the leaves. To a hungry prehistoric forager, it might look harmless, soft, natural, edible. That is what makes some mushrooms so dangerous. The death cap does not need to look terrifying. It does not need bright warning colors or a strange smell. It can look like food. The worst part is the delay. Someone can eat a poisonous mushroom, feel sick, then feel better again. That false recovery is the trap. Inside the body, toxins can still be damaging the liver. By the time the real danger appears, it may already be too late. For ancient humans, mushroom knowledge was not casual, it was survival memory. One mistake could become a story told for generations. The forest fed people, but it also hid quiet assassins. Number 7. Bitter cassava. In the tropical regions of South America, one root became one of humanity's most important survival foods, cassava. It grows in difficult soil. It can feed many people. It stores energy underground like a hidden battery. But some cassava is dangerous when prepared badly. Certain varieties contain compounds that can release cyanide. That means a root that looks like food can turn into poison if humans do not know how to handle it. This is one of the strangest things about prehistoric food. Some foods were not simply discovered, they had to be defeated. Ancient people learned, slowly and carefully, that cassava could be made edible through processing. That knowledge was not obvious. It was built through trial, memory, observation, and probably tragedy. A poisonous root became a staple food because humans learned the rules. But the root never stopped being dangerous. Number 6. Cycad seeds. Cycads look ancient because they are ancient. They are tough, palm-like plants that existed long before modern humans. Their seeds can look like a useful food source, especially in places where calories are hard to find. But cycad seeds can contain powerful toxins. For people who knew the plant well, eating it required careful traditional processing. Without that knowledge, it could become a slow and frightening poison. That is what makes cycads so disturbing. It is not just a food you eat once and instantly understand. It is a food that demands culture, a recipe, a warning, a method passed down by older people who knew exactly what could happen if someone skipped the steps. To a stranger, the seed might look like survival. To someone who understood it, the seed came with a silent rule: respect the poison first. Number 5. Arctic predator liver. Imagine a frozen prehistoric camp. The wind is cutting across the ice. Food is scarce. Then hunters bring back a huge Arctic predator, rich with fat and meat. To a starving group, every part of the animal seems valuable. Meat, fat, bones, organs. But the liver of animals like polar bears and some other Arctic mammals can contain dangerously high levels of vitamin A. That sounds strange because we think of vitamins as healthy, but survival is full of traps like that. The same nutrient your body needs can become toxic in the wrong amount. Too much vitamin A can cause severe poisoning, with symptoms like headache, vomiting, dizziness, skin problems, and worse. Ancient Arctic people learned which parts of animals to respect, avoid, or treat with caution. The lesson is brutal. Sometimes the most dangerous thing in a frozen world is not hunger. It is eating the wrong part of the animal that saved you. Number 4. Mad honey. Now imagine a prehistoric human finding a wild honeycomb. Honey is almost magical in a world without sugar shops. It is sweet, dense, golden, and packed with energy. For ancient humans, honey would have been worth climbing, cutting, and getting stung for. But not all honey is the same. In some regions, bees collect nectar from rhododendron flowers that contain grayonotoxins. The result is what people call mad honey. Eat enough of it and honey stops feeling like a gift. It can cause dizziness, weakness, vomiting, confusion, dangerously low blood pressure, and a slow heart rate. This is why mad honey has such a strange place in history. It sits between food, poison, medicine, and drug. To ancient people, that must have felt supernatural. A sweet substance from bees that could make the body collapse, the mind spin, and the heart slow down. The honey looked like treasure, but the flowers had written poison into it. Number 3. Ergo-infected grain. This one belongs to the moment humans began depending more heavily on stored grain. Imagine an early farming village after a wet season. The fields look successful. The grain is harvested. Bread can be made. The village has food for winter. Then people begin to feel burning pain. Some convulse. Some hallucinate. Some lose circulation in their limbs. The culprit can be ergo, a fungus that infects grains like rye and produces toxic compounds. This is one of the darker sides of agriculture. Farming gave humans food security, but it also created new dangers. Once people stored large amounts of grain, one contaminated harvest could poison many mouths at once. For hunter-gatherers, poison was often one plant or one mushroom. For farming villages, poison could be baked into the bread. That changed the scale of danger. A bad harvest could feed an entire community and harm it at the same time. Number 2. Bitter wild almonds. Today, almonds feel ordinary, a snack, a milk alternative, a topping on breakfast. But wild almonds were not always the friendly food we know now. Many bitter wild almonds contain cyanide-forming compounds. To early humans, this created an important puzzle. Some nuts were edible, some were dangerous. Some probably tasted bitter enough to warn people away. That bitterness mattered. Taste became a survival signal. Over time, humans favored sweeter, safer almonds, helping turn a risky wild seed into a familiar food. But the original danger explains why this story is so interesting. Prehistoric food was not just about finding calories. It was about learning which tiny differences mattered. One tree could feed you, another could poison you, and without inherited knowledge, they might look almost the same. Number 1. Pufferfish. Few foods show the danger of human curiosity better than pufferfish. Imagine a coastal camp thousands of years ago. People have learned the tides. They know shellfish, crabs, seaweed, fish traps, and the patterns of the shore. Then someone catches a strange round fish that inflates when threatened. It looks almost ridiculous, but inside some pufferfish is tetrodotoxin, one of the most dangerous natural toxins connected to seafood. The frightening thing is how it works. A person may stay conscious while the body begins to fail. Numbness, weakness, paralysis, and breathing problems can follow. The danger is not only pain, it is being trapped inside a body that no longer obeys. And yet humans kept learning. In some cultures, pufferfish became a highly controlled delicacy, prepared only by people trained to understand which parts are dangerous. That is the wildest thing about human food history. Humans did not simply avoid every dangerous food. Sometimes they studied it, tested it, built rituals around it, turned poison into prestige. Every food on this list tells the same story. Prehistoric humans were not foolish for eating dangerous things. They were trapped in a world where hunger forced questions that had no safe answers. Is this root food? Is this mushroom safe? Can we eat this liver? Why did that honey make him collapse? Why did the bread make the village sick? The modern world makes food feel simple. Prehistory was different. Food was memory. Food was risk. Food was experiment. And every safe meal humans eat today sits on top of thousands of ancient warnings we no longer have to remember. Because long before food came with labels, it came with consequences.